How's it going, everybody? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope you're doing good. We're going to be doing a just timeless love reading for the collective. We just did the daily over on Instagram at jstarotservice, and probably going to be an extension of that. Every time we do readings, collective readings on YouTube, they usually end up being extensions of that. So we're going to take a deep breath, say your prayer, and then jump right in. I pray to God, Spirit, my guides, my angels, my ancestors to help myself, the collective, and anybody watching to see the clearest messages for the highest good of all involved in our love and relationships for a timeless love reading and whatever else comes out. We're going to be using the Sorcerer's Tarot today. Yeah. And then we're going to close the reading out with the Magical Spell Cards deck. Okay. So if you want to book a personal reading or see any of my other services, everything is in the description. Thank you to everybody for your likes, comments, your subscribes, the readings, the donations, all of the good stuff, guys. But we actually already had a couple cards come out. We're going to start with the bottom of the deck, though. Bottom of the deck is we have the King of Wands. Okay, so I don't know. I feel like I want to talk about it in relation to these cards because we had these two cards come out. We had the Three of Swords and we had the Knight of Swords, along with the King of Wands. Okay, so I don't know, it's kind of reminiscent of what I felt like was coming out in the daily today. And the message in the daily was something was ending in order for you to be able to go in a new direction or act in a new way or manifest what it is you've been trying to manifest. And I feel like this is just kind of a reflection of that energy because we do have the Three of Swords and we have the Knight of Swords. Either you're going to be receiving a communication about what's been going on with this Three of Swords. Could be like a masculine counterpart or type of energy that you're working with, not gender specific. But I feel like this could also be you. I feel like you're kind of in this space where you're just kind of you've regained your confidence, right? You've decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and take another chance here. I feel like even though you're heartbroken, even though you've been going through a lot, you're still deciding to take a chance. You may have been the one to initiate communication. You may have been the one to make the move, and whatever it is you're making your move in, whether this is you or your person, I feel like there is this energy of deciding to take another chance. It's this energy of like putting your plans into action, right? When you have the King of Wands, that's somebody who like, they really know what they want, and they're not going to just sit around and wait for it to happen. And so I feel like there's this energy of you're kind of taking things into your own hands. Right, even though you're still going through your heartbreak and still trying to heal from your stuff, I feel like you've decided, I'm going to take things into my own hands. I'm going to go and take these opportunities in front of me. I'm not going to sit around and wait for so-and-so to come forward or wait for this or that to happen. I mean, understanding there is like a co-creation type of energy with the universe with these kinds of things, but it feels like you stepped into this space where you've decided, I am going to be the one that's going to be in control of my life, right? And it's not so much so where you're not accepting the movement of the universe. It's more so you're deciding that like, I'm going to take control of what I have control over, and I'm going to relinquish what I don't, right? And so it's this energy of understanding that like, when you're taking the steps you're guided to take, you're going to be stepping into this energy, that confident, passionate, action-oriented type of energy. So it's a couple different things, right? This could be somebody that's deciding to take this move towards you. You could be getting communication about this person coming in. Kind of like this, it's almost reminiscent of the energy we got the last reading. Like, it was the seeing each other through new eyes type of energy, right? And just kind of understanding like, what can I do in this situation to rectify this? How can I explain to this person that what I've been through? We got cars going off today. I don't think it's actually that loud. I listened to the VOD and it wasn't really too bad. But yeah, man, so it's looking like you might be getting some communication from this person, talking about why it is they've been kind of holding back, why they haven't done this or that. And I feel like it has a lot to do with this Three of Swords, right? Somebody here who has been going through a lot of different types of heartbreaks, and it doesn't feel like it has much to do with you. And if this is about you, I feel like you're in this energy of deciding, like, if somebody does come forward or if you decide to move towards somebody, you're willing to do so even though you're going through this, even though you're still healing. I think you've realized that, like, no matter where I am at in my healing process, I can still take those steps towards my dreams, whether that's in love or relationships or otherwise, right? We're going to go and pull the card out from the King of Wands, though. It's going to be the Seven of Cups. So it's like this energy of like, even though you're facing confusion, even though you've been facing lots of different confusing energies, I feel like you're still taking that leap of faith. All right, we don't have like the Fool or anything, but it's like that leap of faith energy with the King of Wands. It's like you're kind of like, okay, it's almost like kind of wondering if this is too good to be true. And I almost feel like that's where the apprehensiveness was coming from. If you're not feeling apprehensive now, it's like, okay, I may have been feeling apprehensive because it's like I'm trying to see through the illusions, and I feel like you're kind of seeing through the illusions right now. And I feel like this has a lot to do with like past situations that you've been in, recognizing people and situations and jobs and family members and friends, seeing everything as how it has been opposed to how you used to see it, if that makes sense. So it's like a better way to explain it is like you saw things one way for a long time and you took actions based on the way you saw things, but now you're getting the clarity that's allowing you to move differently. And so it's this energy of like you're looking back at the past and you're kind of seeing everything through new eyes. It's very reminiscent of the last reading we did, and it had to do with like seeing each other through new eyes. But now I feel like we're taking our attention towards your personal past. This could be you or your person, right? Keep in mind, but it's like what I'm seeing now is like you're really looking back at everything you've been through, and you're almost learning new lessons by just reviewing the past, right? And so if you were dealing with somebody like this kind of King of Wands energy, it's almost kind of like looking back at this person and now seeing them as the King of Wands. You may have seen them as the Knight of Swords and the Three of Wands the Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords for so long, but now you're kind of gaining new perspective. I feel like you've gone through something similar to people in your past, and that was to give you the perspective you needed to be able to understand things from a greater perspective. And I feel like that's not only going to allow you to bring in the types of love in your life that you do want, and to allow you to take the steps in love and career that you do want to take, but it's going to help you see through illusions for things that do come in, right? And it's understanding that like because you've seen through those illusions, you're going to be manifesting from a different space. And it's almost like you won't have to worry about the Seven of Wands, Cups kind of energy. It's like, okay, I know what I've been through. I now see it through new eyes. Now that these new things are coming in and I'm manifesting from a new space, I understand now that it's not going to be a reflection of this. I don't feel like this is going to be a continuing energy because it is a minor arcana. Minor arcana is a passing energy. It isn't something that's, really a major like a major arcana. We don't have any majors out actually. So these are just very fleeting and passing energies, right? I feel like with that's kind of what I'm seeing, like the Knight of Swords, it's like new perspective. You're gaining a new perspective, not only on your past heartbreaks, but everybody else that may have treated you a certain way. You're starting to understand why they did what they did. That doesn't excuse their behavior, but I feel like it's helping you now move forward. It's helping you understand what it is you truly want out of a relationship, and understanding that like that is something that changes over time. And I feel like it's something where as you grow and as you change, you're going to continuously resonate with different types of things. You're going to learn about what you don't want, but it may have been something that you did want at some point. And so you're kind of reaching this point now where you're almost kind of like it almost feels like you're at a crossroads, but you've already kind of taken the new path, right? And you're kind of like looking back at the past behind you and looking like at the path that you could have taken. You may be seeing other people down that path, and you're kind of having compassion for them because you're like, you know what? I have chosen that path before. I know why they did what they did and the decisions they made and where that comes from. That doesn't mean I want to associate with them. That doesn't mean I want to bring them back from the past. But it does mean that you are also having a change in perspective emotionally. I feel like you're just now feeling different. This may have something to do with somebody from the past, right? Maybe you were kind of stuck on somebody for a while and you were kind of going through this phase of like trying to bring them back into your life, trying to manifest this relationship or new beginning. And now you're kind of looking at it like, okay, is that really truly in alignment with what it is I want to experience? Do I want somebody who treats me this way? Even though you know why they do what they do, you do still have the choice to move in a new direction. And that's kind of the main energy for today, even on the daily. Well, that was the main energy on the daily, was the universe is providing you with an opportunity to move in a new direction, but more so to move in a new way. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have so much to do with the path that you're choosing or the path that you're on, but it has to do with how you're moving on that path. So whatever path you do choose, because you're moving in a different type of way, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, you're going to get different results. So even if you find yourself on a path that you may not thought you have wanted to be on, because you're in a new space and because you're able to not only manifest quickly but move quickly, think on your toes and know what it is you want, you're going to get different results and quicker. So if you decide you want to change course it's gonna be effortless. It's not something where you're gonna have to spend years and years and years rebuilding whatever it is you're trying to rebuild, whether or not that's a relationship. We're gonna get some more cards though, because the next card out is the Hierophant, right? That's kind of like the first mark. That's the first major arcana that we got, and I feel like it has a lot to do with you, like stepping away from traditions in a way. It's like this card to me is like somebody who, this can have to do with like contracts. I don't know, like rules and regulations, commitments. This can be like long-term commitments. This can be somebody who is very set in their ways, somebody who does things by the book, right? And I almost feel like you're kind of now seeing how doing things by the book that you used to know isn't necessarily the way that's going to get you the results you want. And it's recognizing that like you have to not only do you have to rewrite the book, but you have to be the one that consistently follow those new sets of rules that you're kind of stepping into. It's almost like you're writing the book as you're following the book. It's kind of like you're writing the new book not only for yourself to follow, but for the people, I don't know, after you to follow. This is something where it's like when you can, the heck? Oh, I think they're doing donuts on the roof. I was like, it is noisy up there. Sorry, I think they do donuts on the roof, because if you go up to the roof, there's like, you can just tell there's tire marks everywhere. I thought somebody was like skidding around the corner, excuse me. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a sign right there. It's just like things may be a little crazy right now. They may seem a little crazy, but I feel like that's just because you're in a new space. Oh, here they come, the guy's doing donuts. Are they gonna drift? I don't know. But we're gonna get some more cards though, man. I feel like you're kind of rewriting the book. And like I said, it's not only for you on other parking. It's not only for you, but it's for the people that are gonna come after you, right? Not like come after you, but the people that, like your forebears, if you will. Whether or not that's children, people that are just getting into this collective energy, not that they haven't been before, but people that are just new to the path, right? The way I see it, because we're all connected, right? It's kind of like this blueprint energy. As you're integrating new blueprints from the higher dimensions, you are providing the collective an opportunity to pull from those same energies, because they're not necessarily your own, right? It's like because you're working with the universe and you're co-creating with the universe, you're changing the rules of the game in a sense. And it's like, it has to do with everything. It's not even just like your love life, right? Like that's one thing that we tap into here for sure. And not only just career either. This has to do with like spiritual growth and enlightenment, and just like furthering along the collective in whatever way you feel like you're doing so. If you even feel called to that, keeping in mind like we all have a choice there too. But it's recognizing that like as you move in these new directions, as you're moving from this new space, you're rewriting blueprints that are giving other people the opportunity to follow those blueprints and also influence those blueprints themselves, right? Four of Wands, and that's exactly what we were just talking about. This to me is like the spiritual growth card. This can be the card of marriage, celebration, new home, all that kinds of stuff, but also on a more etheric level, this is the spiritual path to me. This is the card that I have always seen as the spiritual path. This can be the card of union, right? And keeping in mind that like union between divine partners is often reminiscent of spiritual growth. It is almost, I don't want to say identical, but is clearly serving the path of spiritual growth for both people and thus for the collective, right? And it's this energy of like coming together with another person to help the collective grow, whether that means it's romantic or platonic or whatever it is it looks like to you. This is the energy that comes through when you're growing together. That's really all. I literally had already said it. This is the energy that comes out when you're deepening your spiritual growth within yourself, and thus bringing in other people that are going to resonate with you as well. Okay, next card out. So Eight of Wands, or Eight of Swords, excuse me. So you're just freeing yourself right now. Honestly, you're freeing yourself from a lot of the old beliefs that were keeping you stuck. That can be old relationships. That can be old ways of thinking, old ways of living, loving, being. Okay, we got like a really loud car coming up, so they're setting off car alarms. So once they get up here, I'll probably have to not talk because they'll probably be quite loud. But we have a little bit. They're a few levels down, I think. But you're freeing yourself, man. You are freeing yourself from a lot of different stuff right now. And I feel like that has more to do with you than anything else. I feel like because you're growing and you're changing, you're naturally freeing yourself. It's not something where you have to try anymore. It's something, it just happens naturally because you're growing. Your spiritual path is leading you down new areas in which you may not have been before, but I feel like you're leveling up, dude. Like, I feel like you were seriously leveling up here. King of Wands. Like, this is the energy I feel like you're stepping into. Whether this is you or your person, I feel like this is both of you. If you do resonate with the twin flame or counterpart soulmate type of energy, that's the kind of energy that's coming through, right? All right, I think they're passing by right now, so we'll give them a chance to do their thing. Let's get another card out for you, though. They only have an exhaustive. They don't have the whole system. I don't know. Page of Cups. It wasn't that loud. They didn't really rev it up here. The thing was loud. They were setting off car alarms down there. But I feel like that's also a sign. That's kind of why I like reading in public, dude, because I get signs and messages from the things that happen around me. And to me, that's like you're shaking things up, right? Somebody around here is like they're like revving their engine in the lower levels, and they're causing car alarms to go off. I feel like that's a sign. It's like because your spiritual growth is getting to such a significant place, it can definitely trigger the people that may not be on that path or are just new to the path. There's no hierarchical difference here, but it's like I don't know, I don't really like to tap into like, oh, low vibrational this, low vibrational that, but when you tend to raise your vibration or just focus on your own spiritual growth, you're going to trigger those that may be deciding to live out their shadow nature more than their higher self, or not even integrating, but just living out their shadow, right? I feel like that's kind of what this Page of Cups energy is telling me. It's like, not only are you stepping into that new space, this can be in love, this can be in career, this can be really just within yourself. I do feel like we are kind of tapping into love stuff now, right? Like we do have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is like a love offer. That's like a new beginning in love. That's like fresh energy. This is somebody who's very playful, who's very fun to be around, who's very emotionally expressive, somebody who understands what it means to enter a new loving relationship. They may not have the experience, and they may be just as new to this as you, but I feel like that is the energy coming through. If this is somebody you've been dealing with, I feel like this is the energy they are stepping into, because they're like, you know what, like I know what I want now, and like I may not necessarily know how to move all the time, but I do know that I want to move in a specific direction, right? It's understanding that, like, okay, if this is truly something I want, I understand I'm going to have to move in a new way to manifest that for myself. This can be you or your person. If this is you recognizing that, like, in order to move in a relationship in a healthy way, you're going to have to face some of your older aspects that may have been keeping you stuck in karmic relationships. And I feel like you're now seeing the reflection. You're looking at your past, karmics, and you're saying, okay, I see now why I resonated with those relationships, and I understand what that's reflecting to me and what I have to face within myself in order to, work on that, to move in a new direction, whether that's with an existing partner or a new partner or somebody from the past. You're now understanding what it is you need to change in order for things to change, right? Yeah, exactly, dude. Seven of Swords. That's change of perspective. This can be like, like shiesty type of energies, but it doesn't really feel like that to me. When I see the Seven of Swords in relation to all these other cards, it's telling me that, like, there has been a massive shift in perspective. You're now seeing yourself through new eyes too. You're like, okay, I now see the ways in which I may have been manipulative. I'm seeing the ways in which I was maybe acting out some toxic behaviors, some of my own karmic cycles that you're closing out, right? It's like you're closing out a lot of different things. And I feel like that's just having a ripple effect on your entire reality. Love, relationships, career, really anything and everything that you could be having a different perspective shift in. It's like everything is just complete, like the landscape is changing. It's like you've moved to a new country and everything is changing, right? We're gonna get some more cards. I want to actually like shuffle though. Let's go ahead and shuffle. I want to shuffle and we can get some cards here. Okay, here we go. So did another shuffle. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Magician. Okay, so you are in this phase of really bringing something together for yourself. We have a little bit of a story time, right? We have the Hermit, we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Page of Wands, and we have the Five of Cups, okay? Yeah, man, I feel like somebody out there is missing you. It's kind of what I'm picking up on. Now we're kind of getting into the perspective of somebody else, right? It's like we went through this really amazing energy for you where you're stepping into this really new powerful space, and like I said, it's affecting everything and everybody around you. And now we're kind of seeing somebody here who sees that, right? The Five of Cups is telling me this person, not only do they miss you, but they're a little bit disappointed with the way things have turned out. It's almost like somebody decided to not walk with you on that path, and they are now seeing that you're in the magician space. You are manifesting these things. I mean, all those, they're seeing you as a King of Wands, like all that stuff that came out, they're seeing you doing that. It's like this energy where like the feminine has integrated the masculine regardless of gender, right? The masculine has integrated the feminine, however you resonate with that. What I'm seeing here is somebody is looking at you, seeing that you have really integrated all of your aspects, your higher self, your shadow, your masculine, your feminine. You are truly balancing yourself out. You are balanced, and you are now moving into that new space. And I feel like that's triggering somebody. That may be triggering somebody from your past. This could be doesn't even have to be a past energy, dude. This could just be somebody that you have been like lightly involved with. Like maybe somebody that like you just saw in passing. Like maybe you interacted lightly on social media. Maybe you just like met them one day and just saw them that day, and that was that. And maybe they know people you know. It can really go any which way, but it's like what I'm seeing, somebody here is really gaining wisdom on this relationship here. This is somebody that I feel like wants to come forward and make that offer, dude. They want to be that Knight of Pentacles, but the only thing that kind of concerns me is like the Page of Wands. It's like that to me is somebody that can be very new and obviously like a fresh perspective, somebody that's kind of like maybe a little immature, but I don't want to say immature because it's more so somebody that is just inexperienced, right? It's somebody who has that passionate energy, but it's like this energy where they're almost feeling a little insecure. It's kind of what's coming out to me. They're looking back on everything that's happening between you, and they're now seeing how much you have leveled up. Maybe you're just not giving them the same energy. You're focusing on yourself. You decided to walk away from any deceptive behaviors with that Seven of Swords, right? You decided you don't want to do that anymore. You went your own way. You kind of stepped into that Page of Cups energy knowing that it was going to be a new beginning for you. Even if it's something that you started within yourself. It's like you chose yourself. You started that new beginning within yourself. And now somebody here is kind of stuck in their head about it. They're like, you know what? I may not be seeing myself as somebody who can, maintain that type of connection. It's this energy where somebody may not feel confident enough to really make this offer. They're kind of in their head about it. They do want to come forward. I mean, the Hermit to me is a communicative energy, but this is somebody who's really just in their head right now. They're just going within, they're listening to spirit, really following their intuition right now, trying to figure out a way to bring this back to life is what I'm hearing. Somebody who is really trying to, this feels like somebody that you may not even realize is thinking this. This doesn't really feel like anybody we've tapped into in the past. This feels like just something almost completely different. This kind of just random person. It just seems like just like a random person. Somebody that you may know, may or may not have experience or history with, but it's like somebody here is now watching and they're like, damn, I actually want to make this offer, but like it's almost like a fear of being disappointed. And I feel like that's what the apprehensiveness is. That's where that apprehensiveness is coming from. That's what's holding this person back from making that offer. So if you are like thinking of somebody and you have somebody on your mind, this can definitely pertain to that as well. This could be an energy where this person is really just wanting to do something, but they're afraid of being disappointed. They're afraid of being hurt. They're missing you. They're missing the way things used to be. But they know that in order for things to change, they're not going to be able to move in the same way. They're going to have to make a solid offer. They can no longer do this Page of Wands type of energy. They can't be this in and out flighty energy because you have standards and you've upheld your boundaries, and this person sees that, appreciates that, and would actually like to make some kind of offer towards you because of that, right? Let's just pull like maybe a card or two more, okay? Under the Magician, we do have, what is this, the Two of Cups? Yeah, so this is exactly what we are talking about. This is like a soulmate, very strong bond type of relationship. So we're kind of now tapping into a new relationship because it's under the Magician, right? This is kind of clarifying the Magician to me. You are manifesting this. Not only have you come into union with yourself, but by doing that, you're bringing in that relationship for you, right? And that was also the message that came out in the daily. Because you chose yourself, because you've decided to really go in your own direction, because you decided to move in a new way, the universe is providing you with what it is you've been trying to. I don't even want to say providing you because it feels like it's already been there. I feel like all that was needed was you to step up into your power, to really manifest from that new space and understand what that actually means instead of just saying it. I can sit here and tell you that all day, but it's like you will know, you'll feel it in your heart space, and your mind will understand it, and there will be a balance when you know for sure that you're moving in a new way. You know that what you're manifesting is going to be genuine because you are in the magician status. You are in that space. This is the counterpart of the high priestess, right? High priestess and the magician are counterparts in tarot. And so it's like, to me, it's like you have gained mastery over all the elements, the pentacles, the cups, what I almost call them the flames, the wands and the swords. You have gained mastery over that, right? You have really come to this space of balancing your masculine and feminine energies, and that is why that is coming together for you. I feel like this is something that's going to be coming in quickly. I kind of feel like that's why there was like a Seven of Swords energy that came out earlier. You were maybe not, it's almost this energy where you may not see it right away. It's going to take time to really delve into the relationship that comes in. This could be somebody you already know, right? This could be something that hasn't really taken off yet because there's still things clearing out from both of your lives, but also you're both just focusing on yourselves, and I feel like that's why you're coming together with this person. Tell me a little bit more about this, Spirit. What is this going on, this relationship? Yeah, dude, what did I just say? There's such a big transformation going on for the both of you right now that it's like that's what's bringing you together. Like that massive transformation as individuals is it's like everything else is being brought down. I'm like seeing this, I haven't seen a vision like this in a while. So I'm seeing this vision where it's like a whole city just, crumbling down. And then once everything is gone, all the dust is cleared, there's just two people standing there on different sides of the I don't know, of the continent, I guess, because it's kind of like a big space. And so what I'm seeing here, it's like everything that is just false and not aligned, it's just falling away for both of you. And there's going to come a point where you're going to just see each other, because all of you're going to see that none of the other things that was going on was really authentic to you. And now that you're seeing that, you're going to just see this person, seeing that they are reflecting all of those things back to you. They're going to be showing you the love. It's going to be that magician type of energy. It's like all of the all of the elements are there in this connection. The Two of Cups energy, it's strong, it is there, but it's just, the transformation is happening. Whether this is somebody you're with, let's say this is somebody in a relationship you're in now, somebody you're dealing with, everything in that relationship that was false or not aligned with your true morals and values is clearing away. And whether or not you are aligned with yourselves, and the universe is going to determine the direction of this relationship. Okay, so we're tapping into another energy now where it's like, if this is aligned, it will be aligned. And you're not going to have to worry about that, because if something wants to fall away, you let it fall away. This can be any kind of relationship. This doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I feel like you may have friendships that are closing out of your life. You may be kind of distancing from family members that may not be in alignment with, your true soul path or whatever it is you feel like you're here to do. And I feel like, again, because of that, you're either going to be moving out of a relationship with somebody into alignment with something that you are supposed to be in, or you're going to be moving into a new relationship. If you're not in a relationship now, it's like this energy where you're going to be coming into connections, and you're also going to be coming out of connections, right? Yeah. We'll do one more card and then we'll close it out, guys. Final card is Judgment. This is the final judgment here. This is like the final moments, the Death card, we have the Judgment card. These are like the Magician, Death, Judgment. These are the final moments of clearances. Like before all these really beautiful things come in, we got a loud card. If all these beautiful things have not come in for you already, you're going to be seeing that very soon. You're going to be getting the justice you deserve, but keep in mind that when you have this type of energy, it's going to really determine how that moves, right? It's going to be, yeah, people are honking the horn while I'm reading. That's cool, man. I feel like that's a confirmation too. It's like whenever I hear like car horns, whenever I hear like anything that has to do with like when people like see ambulances and they see like police cars, or they see like anything that has to do with like that type of energy where it's like you know what I'm talking about? And it's like bringing that into like, okay, I see that there, confirmation kind of energy. So to me, it's like, that's just confirmation, man. It's like whatever it is that whatever side of the scale you stand on, you're going to be seeing the results of that, right? You're going to be seeing the judgment come in for other people and for you. So it's just like staying in alignment with yourself, dude, and like understanding that like regardless of where you stand on the scale, so long as you keep your intentions pure and you're focusing on healing yourself, you're integrating your shadow aspects, the things that are meant for you are going to be for you. And the people that are maybe trying to do you dirty, they're going to get their own judgment. And I feel like judgment is being brought upon everybody. But since you have understanding and perspective, you're also going to be held under judgment in a different way. Like I remember Queen Cup mentioned this, that because you're awakened in a sense, you're going to be judged in a different way than people that may not be as awakened, right? Because you have understanding of what it's like to be in those energies. And I feel like you know that because, you probably experienced it where, it's a cycle, right? You tend to awaken to certain extents and then you may go back. You may fall down a little bit, but it's like, no, like now's the time to continue to spiral up. But you're going to start to see a lot of the different layers of a lot of the different lessons. And now that you've learned so much, now that you're moving higher on that spectrum, you are now looking down below and seeing how you have been. And it's up to you to not move in the same way because you have that understanding. And I feel like that's kind of the final message here. It's like continuing to move in an authentic way that's not going to be a reflection of the things that you have done in the past that may have been, karmic or toxic. That's what's going to be bringing all this beautiful stuff in. But it's just like watching everything crumble below you as you rise, right? You're rising and everything of your old self is just falling away, and it's letting that process happen. Because by doing so, when you do come into union with somebody, they're going to see you as that reflection of everything they've been working on within themselves and vice versa. And that's where the true union comes in. Because you've come into union with yourself, that allows you to come into union with somebody else, okay? We're like almost out of time though. I have like maybe 2 minutes until the video cuts off, so let's just close it out. Let's see. Closing messages here. We have healing, right? It's kind of what we were talking about actually. It says, "Candle flame, burn this hour. Bring to me your healing power." So like I said, man, the healing process, that's like a lifelong thing. You heal different aspects. You go through different phases. And I feel like this is no different. It's like you're healing your inner child, you're healing your shadow, you're integrating all of that. I feel like this relationship coming into you is going to bring healing as well. Next card out though. We actually just got like a little stack. We'll take them because I think it's 3 and we usually pull 3. So first card is Destiny. It says, "All that I shall need to know as I walk shall now be shown." We have Health. It says, "Mother Earth sweet, Mother Earth bright, bring to me your health and might." And then we have Divine Guidance, right? "Whispers from the beings who shine, let their message be clear and kind." So I feel like the divine is guiding you, right? I feel like you are not only focusing on your mental, emotional, and spiritual health, but you're being guided in the right directions. I feel like because you've chosen that path, you've chosen the path of enlightenment, you've chosen the path of spiritual growth, Spirit is leading you exactly where it is you need to be. And not only are you getting the destined relationships and career paths, but you are furthering the destiny of your own lineage. So that's really beautiful, man. I'm seriously so proud of you guys, man. This has been a crazy journey so far, and everything we've read for. I love y'all so much, and I'm very proud of you. But we are seriously about to end the reading because we're almost out of time. So yeah, man, you want to book a reading or see any of my other services in the description. But otherwise, I love y'all so much, and I will see you in your next reading. I love you. Bye.